It was the first day in court for the former evidence analyst with CBI, who the agency believes manipulated data in cases for decades. Missy Woods was just charged with more than 100 felony counts yesterday. Thank you for joining us at noon. I'm Brianna Fernandez. The judge set a $50,000 cash-only bond because of the seriousness of her charges. Wood has admitted to purposely deleting data, according to an internal affairs investigation. It actually started in 2023 when a CBI intern reported Wood's conclusions were missing certain aspects of test data. Their investigation found hundreds of cases going back as far as 2008. They recently released affidavit details, 58 cases, 38 of which involved sexual assault. Woods is accused of falsely reporting no male data present in those cases. Other test results showed there was at least some amount of male DNA present. 9 News legal analyst Scott Robinson says because of that, we now know it's possible people who should have been charged have walked free.
These are not run-of-the-mill entry-level criminal charges that could have been filed but weren't. These are cases involving class 3 felonies, which could include sentences to 32 years.
Woods told special agents her reason for manipulating data was, quote, expediency. The Colorado Bureau of Investigation says it's reevaluating hundreds of cases going back years. The agency says her misconduct has cost them more than $11 million. Woods is due back in court February 20th. Now we're switching gears here. Cold but clear and pretty out there today. You can see a live look outside of the city right now. However, we're looking ahead to more snow coming this weekend. So joining me now is Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin with our 9 News Weather Impact Team. Kathy, we are expecting more snow this weekend.
We are. I don't think anybody's ready for that. The actual polar vortex, the Arctic outbreak, we're done with that, but we've really struggled to get temperatures back to the mid-40s, even with abundant sunshine. We've had a series of weather systems cross the state from the north, keeping us windy, cloudy, and cool. It is beautiful out there, but not a lot of snow melt. Although, with a wind shift, we're starting to see those numbers creep up. We're now 26 in Denver, 31 in Greeley, 25 in Lyman, but still very cold at the base of your favorite ski resort. Wind will become a feature for us again tonight with the advance of another weather system that will cross northern Colorado. The wind is not a big feature right now, so wind chill, thankfully, something we're not really talking about as a weather headline. Tracking a few light snow showers in northeastern Colorado, and they're sliding into Wyoming and into northern Nebraska. We have a few high clouds coming in, a few light snow showers on the I-70 corridor, but temperatures are trending in the right direction. I think we'll get above freezing, not at seasonal levels, but at least we're trending in the right direction. And your weather headlines include wind returning to the foothills and mountains, which could mean areas of blowing snow and difficult travel late tonight and tomorrow. We have the warmest day of the week coming up for Denver tomorrow, ahead of a weekend storm and chance for snow. Brianna, I'm going to cover all of that in just a few minutes.
Kathy, thank you so much. High winds fueled a fire that destroyed 2 mobile homes and multiple outbuildings in Fort Collins last night, but investigators don't know exactly how that fire started. Poudre Fire says everyone was evacuated, but firefighters evaluated 1 person for inhaling smoke. We are working to find out how that person is doing this morning. Starting this week, Fort Carson will be conducting prescribed burns that will last until April. Officials say they are used to reduce the potential of wildfires. You're going to probably see smoke along I-25 and Highway 115 from Colorado Springs to Pueblo. Fort Carson officials say they will try and keep the smoke impacts to a minimum. Southern California is battling yet another wildfire, and this one is also blew up in size in a very short amount of time. More than 50,000 people are under evacuation orders because of the 10,000-acre Hue fire that sparked early yesterday. NBC's Liz Kreutz has the latest in LA.
Well, hey there, the conditions have just been relentless here with firefighters not getting any breaks, some of them pivoting from fighting the Palisades and Eaton fires to then battling this fire, the Hughes fire, which exploded to some 10,000 acres. Flames raced down this hillside here. You can see some of the damage knocking down power lines. It threatened the town behind me here and forced thousands of people to evacuate. Some 30,000 people are under evacuation orders, another 20,000 under evacuation warnings. Then on top of that, we did see another fire overnight break out in the city of Los Angeles, a small brush fire near the 405 freeway near the Getty Center. Thankfully, firefighters were able to knock that one down quickly, but it just shows you the relentless conditions that firefighters have been dealing with here in the LA area with these strong winds. A red flag warning remains in effect for much of LA County through Friday. Now here at the Hughes fire, thankfully 4,000 firefighters responded here, attacking this from the ground and the air. They seemingly overnight have been able to knock down a majority of the active flames, but winds are a concern still. And there is some good news, though, I will say, and that is that rain is on the way in the forecast for the weekend, but that also might be a double-edged sword because with rain comes concerns about potential mudslides in the burn scar areas. So the region definitely continues to be on edge.
Yeah, and some more good news. The fire that just sparked that Liz was mentioning is already 14% contained. Now, as far as the other two fires that we've been talking about that also grew quickly earlier this month, the Palisades fire that burned 23,000 acres of so many homes near the coast is 72% contained now. Crews have 95% of the Eaton fire near Pasadena contained after it scorched 14,000 acres. Two families are in mourning and students are struggling after another school shooting in the Nashville area that happened yesterday. Several students witnessed the shooting in the high school cafeteria firsthand, and they felt that they had nowhere else to escape. Take a listen.
Right now, it's eating me up on the inside, and I can't close my eyes without seeing him laying on the floor.
The 16-year-old girl killed was identified as Jocelyn Escalade. They say the 17-year-old Solomon Henderson brought a pistol with him to school before confronting the victim in the cafeteria and firing several shots. He then turned the gun on himself and died. One of the bullets also grazed the second student, but a full recovery is expected. Police do not have a motive yet, but say they found some concerning social media posts. His home was also searched last night. This comes just under 2 years after a woman went into a private school in Nashville and killed 3 students and 3 staff members. Police killed her on scene. That is the deadliest school shooting in Tennessee history. Denver's team's working to end homelessness in shifting its efforts. They're now trying to make sure that people can get a job in a home after leaving city-owned shelters. Now, this comes after Denver housing officials say they reached their goal of moving 2,000 people indoors in 2024. Now, they're still trying to work towards this year's goal of moving 2,000 more people indoors, along with helping 2,000 get into permanent housing. But to do that, Mayor Mike Johnston's office says the city plans to improve behavioral health and substance abuse services at its shelter and micro-communities, provide career coaching workshops and job fairs, plus pair people with housing navigators. But at a committee meeting this week, some critics on city council said there should also be a backup plan for those who are especially vulnerable.
There is a certain population that is not going to be able to live independently. They are going to require some sort of housing situation that if Mary walks out and doesn't have a shirt on, somebody is like, Mary, come with me. Let's get your clothes on. We're going to go to breakfast.
Councilwoman Stacey Gilmore went on to suggest opening a long-term housing center for people who will need more of these services. The city's next point-in-time survey, which happens next week, will give a better idea of the current homelessness situation here in Denver.